I'll bite my tongue and I won't talk this time. While you take the conversation, what's left deep from closure, but I'm losing all my patience. And where I draw the line, started last October. My confidence is standing now, we'll go swimming over again.
Hello and welcome to the first Bloke show of 2016. I'm your host Stel and I am currently leaving work. The first day of work in 2016 and I am leaving. It's been a productive day and what's this fucking guy doing? Sorry, there's this guy that, I don't even know his fucking name. He works for the same company as us and he's a bit of a weirdo, man. Like, every time I go to use the toilet, he's either in there or he's standing outside waiting for something. And he's sitting in his car. So I'm just going to drive away from him and avoid any eye contact. He's one of these weirdos, man. Like, I don't know, like today okay, our toilet, we've got one toilet to share between two fucking offices, yeah? It's stupid, for the blokes anyway. And there's just one cubicle where there's the toilet and there's one urinal. Now picture this, there's about, 12 blokes working in between both offices, if not more, and we've got one urinal, and that's out of order. So you can't use the urinal, you've got to use the actual fucking toilet, which is no problem, because I've got a good aim, I keep the seat up, you know? There's people that don't, and that's what pisses me off. I had to make a fucking sign to warn people from fucking pissing on the seat. I made a fucking sign and stuck it in the fucking toilets at work because people were pissing on the seat and weren't fucking cleaning up after themselves. I even fucking managed to persuade the boss's PA to get one of them fucking, antibacterial sprays off petty cash and have it in there so they can fucking spray the seat and wipe the seat when they're done. It's fucking disgusting, man. Do you fucking people piss on your seats at home and leave it like that? No, you fucking don't. And if you do, you're a fucking piece of shit. Anyway, so this guy just stands outside the fucking toilet and whenever I walk in there, it's like he looks at me as if like, what? What, I can't even fucking go and do a piss? I need your fucking permission? He's a fucking weirdo, man. He's sitting in his car like, anyway, fucking I'd driven past him, avoided eye contact. You don't want to do that with people like that, man. Avoid eye contact with weirdos. Anyway, I hope you lot had a productive and very good Christmas and New Year. My one was pretty basic. Spent it with a family, did nothing New Year's Eve. It's fucking hype. That's all it is. I ain't gonna go out and fucking waste my money on watching fireworks. I don't need to do that. I'll watch it on television or I'll look out my window. People are putting fireworks at 9:15 on fucking New Year's Eve. 9:15 p.m. Well, rather, it's like less than 3 hours and you're fucking firing off fireworks. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you people? Dickheads, man. Anyway, like I said, I hope you lot are safe. Hope you lot didn't do anything stupid. And I hope you lot had a memorable Christmas and New Year. Anyway, I started off my 2016 really well, actually. I went to the Progress ENDVR show yesterday, which is Sunday. Now, for those of you who don't know, Progress is a wrestling company, and they have 3 what I'd like to call brands. Okay, you got Progress, which are the chapter shows, which happen every month. Then you have the Endeavors, which are the up-and-comers, which I'd like to say it's like their version of NXT. You have the up-and-comers who train at the Progress Projo, like you have a Full Sail University at NXT, and they showcase their talent on that show. And then you got Progress Potential. I've never been to one of them, so I presume that's for the youngers. I don't know. But the Endeavour shows are fucking brilliant, okay? Don't get me wrong, the chapter shows are good, but you got a different kind of fan at the Endeavour shows. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about the Progress chapter shows. If you want to go and watch them, you can buy their tickets. They signed up with the O2 Academy, which is pretty decent. Brixton Academy. September, or you can subscribe to their on-demand service. So yeah, that's enough promotion for them, man. Anyway, I went to this Endeavour show, and like I said, it's showcasing young talent, the up-and-comers, wrestlers that are green as goose shit, right? You want to get to know the character before they go on the main roster, or they go elsewhere, then this is the one to watch. And like I said, really good show. I went to my first one a couple of months ago in November. I think it was November, yeah. Well, they had one a couple of days ago. Anyway, Sunday. So, the first match was a ladies' match or a women's match. They don't call them divas. There's not Tony Braxton. They don't call them divas. Okay? A women's match. And two ladies, one was called Livy and one was called Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth, her role is a PA for another wrestler called Ginny. Now, Ginny has only been wrestling for a year and already she's making waves. Okay? Now, that's not to say that the UK industry isn't packed full of female talent. It is. But the thing is, with Ginny, and this is my honest opinion here, she has got her character down packed. She is the female version. I'd say she's a female version of Ted DiBiase minus all the fucking bling and $1 million belt and whatnot, okay? She brags about having the best clothes. She brags about having fur coats and animals being skinned for her purposes, and she talks about having money and whatnot. And I think it's a fantastic gimmick. It's brilliant. It works. I haven't seen it done for a while, to be fair. I can't remember the last time I saw a female wrestler do that kind of shit. But she's doing well with it. And like I said, she's got it down packed. She's got crowd reaction. People boo her. You know, there's a lot of, what's it called? Interaction with the fans, which makes her more over as a heel. She's doing it very well. Now, Elizabeth is her PA. And it's very similar to how Virgil was. Virgil didn't say much. Elizabeth don't say much. You know, Virgil took beatings for Ted DiBiase. She does the same for Ginny. It's very clever how it's done, but it's working. Now, Elizabeth had her match with this Livy woman. Now, Ginny came out to the ring talking all kinds of shit to the crowd, got a lot of heat, attacked Livy before the bell rang. Livy, to her credit, man, she took a bump. She took a massive bump on the fucking door, back of the head. And I don't know whether that was a legit bump or whether it was a botch. I think it was a botch, but you know what? Credit to the girl. She got up, she carried on. And that's what you're meant to do, man. Show must go on. Anyway, Livy won by pinfall. It was because Ginny got on the apron, went to spray Livy with her hairspray, got Elizabeth instead. And yeah, Livy got the 1, 2, 3. Now, good match, don't get me wrong. You're not going to get a 20-minute belter from these girls, because like I said, they're green. The green is good shit. Only criticism I have, and this isn't shitting on the girls because, you know, obviously it's a well-worked match. Only criticism I have is, let's have a bit of legitimacy at the end, right? If you or I get sprayed in the face with hairspray, we're not going to go down for just 30 seconds or for a free count, okay? It's going to hurt. Elizabeth should have sold it a bit more. But then again, on the flip side, you're thinking time constraints. You know, Ginny was standing over her. Ginny could have stood over her and talked smack instead waiting for Elizabeth to stand up and chat shit in the face and then slap her. She could have given a beat down while she was down. But anyway, look, that's just my observation, that's my opinion. It was a good match overall, and I think those two girls have got a very bright future ahead of them. And looking at Elizabeth, fucking hell, the abs on the girl, man. I mean, rah, like, girl, you've been working out. You've been doing some mass cardio and fucking crazy fucking stomach exercises, because those abs are fucking mental. Ronda Rousey ain't got abs like that. Yeah? Okay. So anyway, Fatal 4-Way, Damian Moser, TK Cooper, Pastor William Eva and Earl Black. Damian Moser goes over by pinfall. Now, these four guys, when I tell you these four guys have got talent, if at least 3 out of the 4 of these guys don't make it big in the UK, I don't know what the fuck is going on with the UK industry. Because let me tell you something, Pastor William Eva, his gimmick is mad. Okay? He dresses up as a fucking priest but looks like Jesus. My guy comes to the ring with a Bible. Fans love him. Even as a heel, I remember when he came in as a heel, people were cheering him as a heel. Straight away, he turned around and said, nah, fuck this, I'm going on face. And why has he done that? Because he's over as fuck. People are buying his merch, people are cheering him, people are singing his entrance music as he comes to the ring. That's how you know you are over. Over as fuck. That guy is money. If you're booking this guy, you are selling tickets, you are selling merch. Over. And on top of that, he's taking it serious. He's bulking up. He's looking the part. He's got the hairy chest. He's got the long hair, the big beard. He's doing his character properly. Semi-finalist of the Natural Progression series. My guy is going to be the next Progress champion. Will Ospreay, for as talented as he is, and he's a good wrestler, don't get me wrong, but he does too many flips. This guy is wrestling personified. If he isn't the next Progress champion, I don't know what they're doing. His finisher is a clothesline, but it's like the clothesline from hell. It's the clothesline from heaven. And he will take a man's jaw off. He will take a man's head off. Big boy clotheslines right there. Kill a man in a second. Anyway, another interesting bout. He did the right thing in this one, Bill Weaver, because you know what? He could have taken center stage and stolen the show, but he did the right thing. He stayed out of spots. He stayed outside the ring, gave the other guys a chance. TK Cooper, yeah, this kid is from New Zealand, right? But when I tell you, my guy's got talent. The crowds were singing all kind of Bruno Mars shit to him because apparently he looks like Bruno Mars. I don't see that, to be honest. He actually looks a bit like Rocky Maivia when he started out. But the kid's got talent. And he's got a good little thing going on. He's got his girlfriend there with him. So they call themselves, what are they? Some powerhouse. I don't fucking know what they call themselves, man. But the powerhouse couple or the couple. I don't know what they're fucking called. But they got that shit going on. This is how the guy works his gimmick well. And this is the attention to detail that I like. The guy is about to go to the ring. His missus meets him up on the walkway. Kisses him for about 30 seconds. He walks to the ring, and as he's sitting in the corner waiting for the other guys to come in, he is licking his lips as if he's still got his missus' taste on his mouth. Now people like, my missus was sat there next to me, she was looking and go, what's he doing? So I'm like, this is the attention to detail people need to realise. The guy has just kissed his missus. Him and her are obviously obsessed with each other. So he goes to the ring, waiting for the other guys. What's he going to do while he's sitting in the ring? Twiddle his thumbs? Click his fingers? No, of course not. He's going to do something heelish. He's going to do something to show his obsession with his girlfriend. He's going to keep licking his lips. Maybe she had strawberry lipstick on. I don't fucking know. But whatever he was doing worked for the character. Yeah? Forget just the character. The guy has got skill. In-ring ability, fantastic. Green as goose shit. But again, in-ring ability. The guy can sell moves. Not sure about his ring attire. Don't know why he's got the recycling logo on his backside, but whatever. You know, it works for him, I guess. Then you got Earl Black Jr. Earl Black Jr. gets shit ton of abuse, but my guy takes it like a heel. He reminds me of Santino Marella. He is the comedy heel. He takes shit from people. He pretends like he's stupid. He plays the dumbass really well. But he's with the right guy as well. He's with Darryl Allen. And Darryl Allen has been working the ropes for years. So he's going to be teaching him things and telling him how to behave and how to do the comedy character well. If you're an up-and-coming wrestler and you need to be coached, there's two guys I say you need to be coached by. Number one, Darryl Allen. Number two, Danny Garnell. And Danny Garnell has been showing Moser the ropes for time. Okay? Moser is a bad boy. He's a guy that's tweaked his persona to suit his gimmick, to suit what the storyline entails. Right now, he's coming in like a bad man. He doesn't wear jackets, he doesn't wear robes, he doesn't have his hair tied up. He just comes in, t-shirt, trunks, boots. Hair down, I'm ready to fight. Bad man. Again, when I see some of his moves in the ring and the way that he runs the ropes and the way that his footwork is, I see Danny Garnell. I see time, training. You don't learn this shit in a day. You don't learn this shit in 2 weeks. It takes time. But Damon Moser is one for the future. Keep your eye on this guy. So then it comes to the next match. Shenanigans all over the place. Jack Sexsmith defeats my guy, the body guy, Roy Johnson. Now here's two wrestlers with two different gimmicks, but two different gimmicks that when they're put in the ring together, they may not have fought before. They may not have had matches before. But I tell you what, you'd have thought they've been wrestling together for years. Roy Johnson comes to the ring, yeah, like a proper roadman. He's got the Kanye West glasses on with the flashing frames. He comes in rapping to Giggs' tune. Look what the cat dragged in. This guy has got it down packed. The roadman gimmick, he's got it. But the smart thing about Roy, or should I say Rory, because I know Rory on a personal level. The smart thing about this guy is that he plays his real life character in terms of being a champion weightlifter. And he comes to the ring with one of his medals. I mean, come on now. The guy's got this shit. Really and truly, the guy has got this down packed. He comes to the ring, people boo him, they give him all sorts of fucking abuse. Talking about him being a waste man, talking about him being this and that. But he plays to it. And the more he plays to it, the more people do it. And the more people do it, the more over he is as a heel. Jack Sexsmith comes to the ring now. And I don't know whether this bit is a plant, because this woman gets up and she gives him her bra. I said, I don't know whether that was a plant. But, again, because he's smart, whether or not it's a plant, he's smart. Man comes into the ring, stands on the middle turnbuckle, 1 foot on the top rope, like The Rock used to do with the WWE title. Throws the title up in the air. Like Grado does it with a fucking bum bag. That's a bit shit, really and truly. But this guy comes to the ring, gets on the middle rope, gets the bra, and flings it up in the air like that's a title. And he laughs about it. The guy laughs about it because he's thinking either that was just an off-the-cuff thing, or he planned it and the reaction went really well. But he got it done well. Jack Sexsmith plays the pervert well. How can you get away with stealing the mandible claw, and instead of using a sock or whatever kind of fucking shit Mankind was having before in his hand, some wooden glove, I don't fucking know what it was, and use a condom instead and call it Mr. Cocko? Come on. That is gold in itself. They had a rap battle. A rap battle before the match. Roy Johnson comes in, starts talking about him being wavy and whatnot. Okay, big bars there. But then Sexsmith comes back and starts talking about how he's going to make it like John Cena in 2004. I'm like, right, what is this guy going to come up with? What bars is this guy going to pull off? And he does it. He brings mums into the game. Brings mums into the fucking equation, and the whole place just erupted. I was like, this guy's got bars. I don't know who wrote them for him or whether he wrote them himself, but boy, Sexsmith has got bars. Well done, boy. He won it. Very, very clever way of winning as well. Roy Johnson gets him in a submission hold while the referee's asking Sexsmith if he wants to tap. Sexsmith gets the referee's hand, He makes the referee tap to the ground. Roy Johnson reckons he's won the game, turns around, boom, that's it, game over. 1, 2, 3. Clever. Very clever way. Very Eddie Guerrero-esque. Liked it. Next match, tag team. Wild Boar Mike Hitchman and Mike Bird go over Paul Robinson and the Shenwu. It's a disqualification. Paul Robinson uses a chair on both of his opponents. Paul Robinson is a very, very underutilized and very underrated heel in my opinion. His work as a face was, him and Will Ospreay did really well, Swords of Essex, whatnot. But as a heel, he takes being a bad man to the next level. Now, Jimmy Havoc did the heel job fantastic. You cannot fault Jimmy Havoc and what he did as a heel. But Paul Robinson has taken that baton and he's running with it. He hasn't taken it to that next level yet with the whole cutting ears and all that kind of shit. But trust me, give the guy time. He will do something outlandish eventually. You look at him though, he's got the look. He's a small guy, but you can see that evilness in him. He's got the shaved head. And he's an experienced pro as well, don't forget. The guy's experienced. He's not just like any guy that they plucked off the street or plucked off the fucking, conveyor belt and said, yeah, run with it. No. This guy knows what he's doing. Again, he's been around for a while. That was an entertaining match. Why Shenwu was partnered with him, I couldn't quite understand because I don't see anything happening with them two in the long run. But at the same time, again, I saw glimpses of, the whole heelish thing where you take the piss out of the foreign guy that don't speak much English. Kind of like when you got the new guy at school and you teach him all the bad words and like you talk to him as if he doesn't understand what you're saying. You're like, go over there. You talk slowly and loud and really patronizing, like the guy ain't understanding what you're saying. He understands 2 words, but that's about it. That's what he was doing to the Shenwu. You hit him now. Like, that kind of stuff was funny. But that's a heelish thing to do. That's what a bad guy's supposed to do. You're not supposed to be nice and treat your partner well. You treat him like shit. And it worked. Well done. Now the next match was a traditional British rules match, which was 6 5-minute rounds, I think. 2 falls, 2 submissions or a knockout, I think. And that was Dazzling Darrell Allen against Chuck Mambo. Again, a very entertaining match. That was a traditional wrestling match. Ground moves, grapples, holds. Nothing stupid. There was a couple of, what do they call them? I forgot what they're called now. What, public warnings? I think that's what they're called. Like, Chuck Mambo went off the top rope, which obviously you weren't allowed to do back in the days of World of Sport. But Darrell Allen won. Chuck Mambo won the first match by submission, and then Darrell Allen won the next 1-2 to win the series overall with what are they called? 2 Allen key submission holds. Oh, fucking that move must hurt, I don't care even if it stays, but that move must hurt. So yeah, that was a good match. I haven't got anything bad to say about it, to be honest. I mean, there's a couple of comedy bits as well in the corner with because Bill Eaver and Earl Black came down to accompany their guys, and there was one bit in the corner where Chuck Mambo is drinking a bottle of water, and in the next fall he pulls out the bottle and it's got wine in it, and they're doing the whole Jesus water to wine thing, which it worked well with them two. They've got a good tag team and a good comedy gimmick going as well, so good luck to them. Hope it goes well. So next match, Pollyanna facing Dahlia Black. Dahlia Black is TK Cooper's girlfriend. Pollyanna won. Dahlia Black went over because TK Cooper came in and punched Pollyanna in the face, which got Dahlia Black the win. Dahlia Black looked like she was wearing, like, I don't know, like, that silver wrapping paper where it's got like other bits, chunks of silver in as well, and it's got like some kind of pinky effect to it as well. It's weird. It looked like wrapping paper, that kind of shit you kind of expect to, when you were younger at school, I don't know if it's just me, but at my school we had to fucking decorate our exercise books, and we got like match magazines and shoot magazines and all kind of shit, and one time this girl came in, she had wrapping paper around it. And it was like this silvery wrapping paper that when it was on a different light, it would appear that it was pink or blue or whatever. But she looked like she was wearing that. Pollyanna comes in looking like a samurai, but with no samurai mask, which is a bit disappointing because she comes in with a sword. I kind of expected it to be like, you know, have a mask or something. Make yourself look like a proper samurai kind of thing. Like you're going to go into war, like Crouching Tiger, that kind of bollocks. But anyway, good match. I don't really have much to say about this match because, you know, not that I wasn't paying too much attention to it. I paid more attention to the botches, unfortunately. That's just my fault. That's me. That's my negative point. If there's a match that doesn't really grip me that much, I'm going to think about the botches and the negatives. Again, that's no disrespect to the girls because obviously they've come in, they're trying to put on a show, and other people were entertained. So listen, if 298 people out of 300 are entertained and found that match good, then they've done their job. A couple of people's opinion or negative opinions don't really matter too tough. So anyway, but yeah, there's a couple of little botches, like, you know, they're both standing on the ring apron, Pollyanna's outside on the ring apron and the other one's inside, and Pollyanna goes to do like a shoulder charge to the abs, and the other one didn't read it and she didn't know that it was going to come, so she kind of like stood there and then had to do it again. But again, it wasn't as if they were working stiff. They weren't working stiff. It was just like it didn't seem to be too much chemistry. But again, I don't know how long Dahlia Black's been wrestling. She seems to be a bit green as well. Pollyanna's been wrestling for a while. I know she takes wrestling classes. So I don't know. Maybe it was just like a match that was thrown together and they didn't get much chance to prepare for it, or it just wasn't. It just was one of those things where it didn't work out. But you know what? As I said before, if 298 people out of 300 entertained, then so be it. Then it worked. Anyway, yeah, and the final match. This was an interesting one because I didn't know what the stipulation was, and Jim, bless him, he was trying to do the emceeing of the night. He wasn't well too tough, and before he got the chance to announce what the stipulation was, like fucking it all kicked off. So basically it was Eddie Dennis versus Dave Mastiff. If Eddie Dennis won, then FSU would get a title shot at the next Progress show, and if Dave Mastiff won, then FSU wouldn't get a title shot for a year. Basically, Eddie Dennis won by pinfall. It wasn't a brutal match. It was a good match, don't get me wrong. Two big guys. A lot of heckling on Mastiff, to be honest, which is weird because Mastiff has been wrestling at Progress for years, and I know he's a heel, and I know he's a big guy, and he took a lot of shit, man, which I didn't like it, to be honest. And I know he's a heel and he's meant to get shit, but some of the comments about his size and his weight, I'm like, come on now, can you not come up with something different? I mean, when he was walking to the ring, this one guy was heckling him. I don't know whether the guy was drunk or whatever, but he was making all kind of hand gestures and all that kind of shit. And Dave turned around and gave some back, but then the guy didn't stop. And I'm like, geezer, you've had your 5 minutes of fucking fame. Leave it out. Let the guy come to the ring. Right? You're not funny. It was funny the first time when he got the reaction, but then after that, leave it, man. Seriously, you've done your bit. Done. Fuck off. Like I said, man must have been drunk or something, because to be honest, really and truly, he wouldn't do that to Mastiff in the street. I wouldn't do that to Mastiff in the street. I would just say hello to Mastiff and look down and walk away. The guy's a fucking bad man. You don't say nothing to the guy. Just leave it. Yeah, Mastiff got a bit of stick. Look, I even had a little laugh as well. I fucking yelled out, you know, imagine that's Dixie Carter's head when Mastiff was going for a move. And he turned around and he says, Dixie Carter made me a lot of money. All right, okay. My guy was thinking on his feet. So yeah, it was a good match. Eddie Dennis, you're always going to get hyped with Eddie Dennis because the guy comes to the ring with that music. I forget what it's called. Party Hard, Andrew K. He comes to the ring with that music and everyone gets hype. You've got hype even as you're walking to the ring. That's how you know you're over with the crowd. Your entrance music and the way you come to the ring and everyone is clapping your hands and cheering for you, that's how you know you're over. You could be a shit wrestler and you're over. It's like my guy Ali Armstrong. Poor Ali, man, I don't know if he's ever going to wrestle again, man, but I'll tell you what, when he came out in that Progress show to Britney Spears, dressed as the fucking air stewardess in Toxic, I think it was Toxic, He got one of the biggest pops I've heard at a UK wrestling show for years. And I've seen wrestlers come to the ring, yeah? Like, I'm talking Samoa Joe. I've seen other wrestlers come to the ring, like, even like Fergal Devitt and Ricochet. They've got pops. But this guy, when he came to the ring, it was a mixture of hilarity. It was a mixture of just like people being happy to see him do this shit, because it's like, rah, he did something that you would never expect anyone to do. Like, Devitt would come to the ring dressed as the Joker and Freddy Krueger and Hannibal, and people will fucking lose their shit. Granted, because it's a great idea. But who would come to the ring dressed as Britney Spears in Toxic? As an air stewardess as well. Not just like as a schoolgirl, as an air stewardess. And he did the whole fucking, he had the video prompt as well. He had like, on the big screen, he did like a vignette beforehand, like, doing the whole air stewardess thing where the emergency exits are and whatnot. And that was a brilliant entry. And he's over. He didn't, look, Ali was green as goose shit. I see him do bare botches. But he tried. And he gave it 100% each time. And you respect the guy for that. You respect him for putting in the effort and putting in the shift. He didn't come to the ring and just do like a half-assed attempt and like, yeah, whatever, I'm getting paid, and that's it. He put in the effort, put in the graft. But he was genius, man. He was fucking genius, and I hope he does get better. Anyway, Eddie Dennis won the title. FSU gonna be challenging for the tag titles. Now, don't know if they'll win it or not, because don't forget, Mark Andrews is with TNA. They're touring the UK at the end of January. Will he go back to America? I know he's still doing the indie stuff. Is his calendar free for 2016? I don't know. So it's one of those things where before you kind of knew that Mark Andrews wasn't going to be champion for a long time, because he had the whole thing with TNA and he won the boot camp, so we didn't know whether he was going to be back or when he was going to be back. But you know what? Credit to the guy, he's doing well, and I hope they do win the titles. I really hope they do, because you know they're good for British wrestling, and it's good to see titles changing hands. Not too often, don't get me wrong, but you know, at the same time, though, Origin are now starting. I don't know what's going to happen with them, but you know what? Stay tuned, stay locked in. Anyway, so that was my Endeavour review. I'm going to move on to more newsworthy matters in the next segment.